Welcome to Shamanic Guidance. We are doing messages from spirit animals today. We have 3 piles. Elder Owl, trust your inner knowing. Elder Turtle, slow down. And Elder Horse, honor your sensitivity. Timestamps are below, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, Pile 1, welcome to your reading. We're doing messages from the Spirit Animal Collective today. This could be a message from one or more spirit animals of yours, or just an animal that's reaching out to you at this time. So let's flip your cards. Coming into power, 3 of water with fullness, chaos or the tower, Elder Owl, trust your inner knowing, psyche, self-interest, the wasteland, and opium poppy, share your light. So pile 1, your cards are painting a very clear image between fullness and having your cup full, feeling replenished, feeling like you're investing in things that are returning energy to you, investing your energy in places that feel right, that feel good, that are life-giving, versus giving your energy away to things that just end up depleting you. So there's a very clear picture here between that, in that polarity, giving energy to things that nourish us versus giving energy to things that deplete us. You have a pretty clear message here around giving up things that you thought were fulfilling you, but that are not like real fulfillment. And I feel like for you, you're reclaiming a lot of your energy or life force at this time, and you're redirecting it to yourself. So this here, I do feel it's definitely from Owl. I feel Owl here talking to you about discernment at a really deep level, and being able to see and feel beyond the surface level of fulfillment into something much deeper, a much deeper fulfillment. And Owl wants to teach you how to go below the inner impulses that we feel like direct us to give our energy to things that are right for us, but that are actually feeding like our complexes, our unresolved traumas, and that kind of thing. So owl medicine helps us to go beyond the appearances. You know, something comes into your life and you go, oh my gosh, it's fate. I'm going to engage this, you know, this person or this opportunity. It must be right. The universe gave it to me, da da da. But there's this other level of discernment of being able to know whether something is feeding your destiny or feeding your complexes, your traumas, your fate, your where you've been, rather than where you're going and the energy that you're putting into your destiny. You know, this is owl being around you at this time in your life, and these lessons being around you at this time in your life around putting your life force energy, Jung called it libido, into the things that feed your destiny, your purpose, your path, your fulfillment, versus things that do not, and about really cultivating the discernment to know when you're serving your self-interest and when you're serving energies that, it's this wasteland card, right? The energies that just get put into nothing. They're thrown into the void and nothing comes back, you know. Where you're wasting your life force away on things that are not returning anything to you, even if they look like they are. So again, owl teaches us to know what to invest our energy in, because some things that look like, you know, they come into our lives and they really look right, or they feel right in some way, but there's always like this sense that something is slightly off. And so you're cultivating this very deep discernment around where to put your energy. I just want to read this wasteland card out because it is such a good summary of this message here. says, the wasteland is the place where dreams go to die. It's an arid, rootless place, and its ground is infertile. In it, we're cut off from the source of life. We inhabit the wasteland when we occupy ourselves with jobs that bring safety and security, but don't bring us meaning or joy. The wasteland is the place where we've allowed ourselves to become what we were never meant to be, where instead of following our own instincts, we'll spend most of our lives trying to make other people happy, squeezing ourselves into glass slippers that were made for them, not us, and living from our heads rather than our hearts. The wasteland kills all that's alive and vibrant inside us. Living in the wasteland means that we're out of touch with the seasons and the cycles of the year and with the natural world to which we've forgotten we belong. And when we lose our relationship with the land and the other than humans who inhabit it alongside us, then in the deepest sense, we lose ourselves too. Our exhaustion is bone deep, and we come to believe that we're alone. This card invites you to discern all the ways in which you might still have one foot in the wasteland today. How can you escape it? What needs to change in your life? So this is a call to cultivate this higher level discernment where you can go to the deepest level of your psyche and to know where these pulls and impulses to give your energy to certain things are coming from. Are they coming because you're being asked to feed old complexes and traumas and wounds that just suck your life force and don't give you anything back? These are people that come into your life, work opportunities that come in, experiences that come in, even eating food, which foods are giving you life force and return and which are not. Now we also see this message of you coming into your power and you sharing your light. So this is you also stepping forward into claiming your destiny and really understanding that every move you make every single day, you are contributing to your future, to your life. You're taking responsibility for your life in a new way. You're showing up in a new way. And you're coming forward into your destiny. We see that with coming into power and share your light. Like you're stepping forward and you're starting to shine and you're walking into your true path, into your true destiny and purpose. And as you do this, this is why this whole theme is really starting to come up of discerning between what is stealing your life force and wasting it away and what is replenishing and nourishing. It's because you're walking in this new light of authentic purpose and destiny. And as you walk into this, anything that is not that begins to become a lot more apparent. Even if you're already a very intuitive person, a very aware person, because I feel like you are. I feel like you have a very strong awareness of psychology in particular. Like we have Psyche showing up here in Owl, and I just get the feeling that you're very connected with psychological themes, whether you study it or not. It's like you have this gift with psychology, and there's this knowing in you that like you've always been able to tell to some degree things that are benefiting you or not, but it's like this is going to a whole different level where we're looking at some really big themes around destiny and serving your individuation process. You're coming into your light, into your power, and walking your true path at a really deep level, your true purpose. And as you do that, anything that's not in alignment with that becomes much more obvious and really starts to fall away. And as you cultivate the self-interest, it's like these things stop coming towards you as well. You might be inundated with energies around you that are trying to tempt you away from your path, like, come eat these bagels, come have these cookies, come and give your energy to me. I need you. I'm sick. I need something. You might have a lot of very needy, clingy, demanding, or toxic energies around you, things that are demanding your attention, your energy, or asking you to harm yourself. And it might be very extreme, around you at this moment. We have this chaos card, and it speaks to this whole coming down of old belief systems, old ways of being, and you might be surrounded in this kind of fiery chaos right now as your reality really shifts around you, as you really claim your light. All of these kind of old structures begin to fall away. We can link this to Uranus energy, Aquarian energy, just these patterns around breaking through old belief systems, old ways of being, like taking off an old set of eyes that couldn't see this deeply before. And yeah, you might be surrounded in that chaos right now, but you're going through this very profound and beautiful process here that is very, it signifies a very deep movement into your true path, your true destiny, and into a deeper way of relating with your universe, a deeper psychological viewpoint or place that you're now occupying. So let's pull a few more cards and see if any of this wants to be elaborated upon. Your cards are Chiron, You Are Light, and the Walker Unknown, A Journey. And I really like this kind of rubido, this redness that's kind of coming like slowly. It's like it's leaking out of your lower cards there through Psyche, that reddening, and then it's just like this beautiful swath of red that's coming in. And even on the Walker card you can see there's even the red, the white, the black, and the gold, the colors of alchemy. But we really see this reddening energy coming into your reading, and I'm not going to speak much about that. I'm going to guide you to do some research about the reddening process of alchemy, the rubido, and just look around in that a little bit. You might also want to look up the golden energies, because that red and that gold, as you come into your light, into your power, that red energy comes in. This is all signifying a really beautiful alchemical process that you're walking into now, that as you acknowledge your inner light, the inner sparks, your inner self energy, as that starts to break through the clouds and come forward, you begin to really become aware of yourself, and your, honestly, you become it's like the more you become aware of your divinity and your light, the more you can hold your shadow, your humanness, and your woundedness in a good way. And I think that's why we're seeing Chiron here, because you're much more able to recognize like where the wounds are and where they're calling you into particular directions. You're really going to become aware of where your wounds are, what they're asking of you, and how they have been calling you to invest your energy in these directions that have not been serving you. And you'll just be able to hold that woundedness in a lot more compassion and understanding, instead of fighting it, being upset about it, or just really being aggrieved at your life and the way that your energy is wasted. Or you can see signs of depletion in somebody, especially someone who's really on this individuation and awareness path. You'll see like they have no money, their health is bad, their body is manifesting issues where they can't absorb nutrients. Like there's signs and symptoms of us not directing our energy into the right places. For those of us who are very aware, the mirror through reality is very strong, and you'll know right away whether, if you don't have money and your body's not absorbing nutrients, you're having health issues. You can tell that your psychic energy, your libido, your life force is going into places that are not returning replenishment to you, fulfillment to you. So pile 1, continue stepping into your self energy, your destiny, your truth, your individuated path. Continue owning all of this and go forward. And I'm just being prompted back to this Walker card for 1 second, and tied in with the Psyche. There's this real message here of letting go of the need for security, stability, and for things to be predictable and normal and that kind of thing, and exchanging your life force and your true path and your authentic self, your energy, your authenticity, for stability and security. So this is a real call for people who are dependent on like work that is not their true calling, maybe a person that's supporting them, their independency, they're not owning their responsibility for their life. There's something here where there's a willingness to exchange life force and drain yourself for something that feels stable and secure, and like it's, you know, it's providing you with something that feels like if you let go of it, you'll have nothing to stand on. But this is a false belief, and as you really own your light and your power and your self energy, you reconnect with the true source, and you begin to really see these false sources, these places that are just providing you with some sort of comfort and base level security, like a dead end kind of job that's not your passion, or relying on somebody for money that's toxic to you, like these kinds of dependency traits and habits that are just draining your life force away, that are, you are being directed to drop these things now and to really put all your energy into pursuing your destined path, because for you it feels like that's available, or it's becoming available. It's something you know about, you know, you're aware of your true calling and where you should be directing your energy. Very clear example of this is like someone who's got one foot in the corporate world and one foot in their, you know, they're trying to follow their passions and create a business, and they just can't let go of the corporate job, and it's really draining them, and it's taking their time and energy so that they can't even pursue their passions. And there has to be like this sacrifice that happens where you really take your energy out of whatever this complex is that's calling you to rely on the safety, stability of whatever this dead thing is. It's like there's a complex that you're still in, that you have this manifestation in your life of, you know, this job that you're investing in that's not the real deal, that's just providing you with basic security, but it's really suffocating you. Like it's a mirror in your reality of an inner complex that is still active in your psychology that you need to address around, you know, maybe it's sacrificing yourself for security, stability, it's fear, it's inability to take responsibility for your life, it's inability to truly own your destiny. Whatever that is, take a look at it, pile one. So that's a very beautiful message here from Owl. Thank you, Owl, for the beautiful deep wisdom. And that's your reading, pile one. Thank you for listening, and blessings on your journey. Welcome to your reading, pile two. We're doing messages from the animal collective, or a particular spirit animal. Let's flip your cards over. We have Elder Turtle, slow down. Mountain, vision and inspiration. Communicating freely. The Poet, relationships, vulnerability. Commitment. For your tarot, the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands, the Sun of Water, and the Ace of Water, the Ace of Cups. And then Narcissus, walk away. So pile two, what I see with your reading is that you're currently in a decision-making place. It's like you're in a contemplative place where you're trying to make some decisions about where to invest your energy, whether that's like a relationship, a work opportunity, somewhere that you might want to relocate to. There's this push-pull in your reading between committing to something and walking away from something. And I feel a little bit like there's this pressure on you to decide that you've put on yourself, and I feel like you need more time to come to a decision. Like you're really trying to push to figure out, should I do this or should I do that? Like, should I put my energy here or should I put my energy there? And it feels like you have these options around you. You have options. And I feel like you might not necessarily have the tools right now to come to decisions about what things are beneficial for you or not. And what you need to do is cultivate that discernment, that ability. because I feel like if something pushes you a bit outside your comfort zone, you might feel like it's not right for you. And on the other hand, like if something, it's just you just don't know yet like what to invest your energy in. There's this confusion or just this like novice kind of energy around how do you choose? How do you know? This could be represented by like multiple partners that are kind of available at this time. Like you might have a few people just kind of floating near you in your life that you don't quite have the sense of who to go for, or a few opportunities that you don't know what to invest in. So your message here is from Turtle. And Turtle medicine is definitely about slowing down, becoming very grounded, and cultivating tools to regulate yourself in a good way so that you can digest your life and that you can go in the right directions. Go in the directions that feed your highest self, your highest potential. These images here, it's like there's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of like slow down and appreciate life. Just look at how beautiful nature is. Read some poems or write some poems. There's a lot of beauty. I'm going to pull 2 more cards to help us clarify this message a little bit. We've got Rise to Meet Challenges, Look Up, Aspirations Ahead, and Sacred Law of the Northwest. I'm going to read a little bit of the Sacred Law card as I feel it's very, very pertinent to this message here. So, the soul recognizes the choices that will facilitate alignment with its authentic path and the spiritual dimensions from which it originates. Such integrity is not externally motivated but internally driven. At a certain stage on the path, the soul will no longer rely on societal beliefs as the best barometer for conduct and will cultivate a more mature, spiritually aligned inner code that resonates with its particular understanding of sacred law. To find your way through any matter of concern, take your time to reflect upon your choices until you sense that which resonates with your heart. Many blessings as yet unseen will flow as you remain in your alignment with your soul's inner code. So there's this feeling in you like you're a little bit disconnected from this kind of guiding principle in your life. And I feel like you have a lot of really nice options around you. It's like you have the choice between like going to Bali or going to the Dominican Republic or going to Hawaii. It's like there are nice choices that are around you, but you want to choose the one that's like in alignment with something that feels deeper and that really rings true as what's going to be the most beneficial for you at this time, what's going to be most aligned for you at this time. So I feel like this message is a little bit of a call to connect with yourself more deeply and to truly, it is to slow down, because maybe there's a lot of options around you in your life. Like maybe you've been through a period of a lot of growth recently. There's just a lot kind of presenting itself to you, and this is a message around being able to distinguish what to go for and when to walk away, when to engage, etc. The communicating freely with the poet and the Ace of Water, like I really feel like you need to write poetry, read poetry. There's something about getting connected with like your inner voice and your inner inklings. And there might be a journaling prompt here in this reading as well, like to spend some time getting in touch with who you are right now and what you want out of your life right now, because if you don't feel a strong pull towards a particular direction, it could be because you are out of touch with what direction you want to go. And there is a bit of a message around like other people's barometers here. The commitment card and the walk away, there's some, like I said at the beginning, there's some sort of pressure around you, or you're exerting an inner pressure to come to decisions where you don't necessarily need to do that right now. So there's this need to slow down and root into yourself and root into your life, because it feels like you're flying by the seat of your pants a little bit, like you're a little disconnected, you're a little bit in the shallower, like you're a little ungrounded, like kind of floating in a shallow way in your life rather than coming from some deep internal kind of compass or guidance. So this is about reorienting to your center, whether that's again through journaling, through I really feel for you like you need poetry in your life, but getting in touch with yourself. This Rise to Meet Challenges card is also interesting because it gives me this sense that you might have an issue around when things come into your life and they're not perfect right away, or they present issues to you, you can tend to walk away and be like, oh no, this is not for me. And then you might, miss out on something that's really valuable to you. So there's this energy here around evading discomfort that you might need to look into a little bit. Because that discomfort can be asking us to grow, or it can be discomfort that's actually, not good for us. So similar to pile 1, there's this message around cultivating discernment, but pile 1 was with owl, pile 2 you're with turtle. So there's this much more this energy about getting more grounded in your body, in your life, like slowing down to appreciate the beauty that's already in your life, that's already around you, getting into your body in a really deep way, really slowing down rather than trying to push yourself and make decisions. Let's pull a few more cards just to make sure we've got all the messages here. I did also notice that we have koalas in the Sacred Law card, and koalas also popping out as a animal guide for this reading. Koalas are interesting. In my perception, they're kind of like clingy creatures, so they go towards what nourishes them, what they want, and they'll just kind of hang out there. And the other thing about them is they eat a lot of eucalyptus, and I think eucalyptus is not so great for other animals, but for koalas it's like that's what's right for them. So there's this messaging around learning what's right for you based on, really orienting to your inner compass, being really connected with your desires and with what nourishes you, taking the time to slow down, come into your center, get in touch with yourself and your desires. I think that's what Koala's medicine is telling you here. So your last cards, fearless expression, again with this message of speaking, of owning your energy, of being yourself, no matter what that means, no matter if that inconveniences people or it's outlandish or whatever you're worried about in sharing your authentic self, or it could be about really being comfortable with who you are, being comfortable in your own skin. If you have a particular set of needs that is very, not normal, like you have a very specific diet or something like that, you're very sensitive, you can't be around a lot of people. This is about really owning who you are regardless of the pushback from people around you. Next card, if the fox can't find his tail. If the fox can't find his tail, it might be because he's chasing the wrong things and looking in the wrong direction, one that is unnatural to him. Sometimes you might find yourself compromising to avoid conflict. If you're coming from a place of fear, that may work in the moment, but you may still lose something about yourself in the exchange. You know this deep down, but occasionally you need to be reminded to stay true to your inner knowing so you don't trade your truth and acquiescence, giving in to someone's expectations or perceived dominance just to keep the peace. So really strong message around being true to yourself and choosing what's in alignment with you and what nourishes you. Again, no matter what the pushback is, the pushback might be there just to really move you, it's your life trying to help you move past people pleasing, being diplomatic and, oh yeah, I'll just go along with this even though it's going to really hurt me. It's like, what everyone else is doing or what everyone else wants right now. It's like this yielding to some pressure of in sacrificing yourself and what's right for you somehow here. And your last card is Princess Savior. So again, there's this message around facing challenges. Even if you feel uncertain about facing a challenge, believe in yourself. You are strong enough to conquer this. There will be help if you need it, but you already have the inner resources required to overcome any obstacle and attain the most blessed outcome. So again, we see this message around rising up to meet challenges. And it's like the tension of individuation is how I would describe this reading using Jungian or psychological terms. Like, when we are individuating, when we're becoming our true authentic self, there is pushback and there is tension from old kind of regressive parts of ourselves, from complexes, from the people around us. There's a lot that wants to pull us back and away from our true authentic energy. And instead of being upset about it or kind of cowering in the face of it, it's just about acknowledging that this is part of the path. This is part of the individuation journey. It's going to happen, and there's just more awareness needed around where you're giving yourself and your authentic needs and expression away in order to be pleasing or to sacrifice yourself for some reason, whatever that is. You have to face the obstacles that are coming your way, whatever's trying to hold you down, and against, pushing against your authentic self-expression. It's like, don't let those things bog you down. Get more into your own energy. Get more connected with who you are, what you desire, and what direction you're going. Really connect deeply with yourself. And to not yield to whatever pressures and obstacles there are in you being your most authentic, brightest self, and you doing the things that do you good and consuming the things that are good for you. You can rise above and meet whatever challenge this is. You've got the resources within you. So that's your reading, pile 2. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Turtle for this beautiful message, and blessings on your journey. Welcome to your reading, pile 3. We're doing messages from the Animal Collective today. This can be from the animal spirits, from multiple or from a single spirit animal that you have or that's trying to reach you at this moment. So let's flip your cards. You got Elder Horse, honor your sensitivity, shape-shifting, gifts. What does your soul say? Renewing your life, radiant vitality is filling my life, the Wheel of Fortune, the 9 of Swords, living with significance, precision makes an impact, and the Hound, loyalty chains promises. We've got a lot of deep blue energy in this reading, which is bringing me to the third eye. And right away, I started feeling a lot of mystical kind of energy with this pile. A lot of deeper sensitivity and awareness of spirit and these kind of higher vibration messages and guidance and gifts. And this reading is more about awakening your intuitive gifts, your sensitivity, opening your third eye, that kind of thing. There's something in this reading about being able to use and access these kind of higher abilities. And as I was shuffling this pile, I was thinking about light language, which is interesting. That is essentially the ability to tune into energy and just speak whatever sounds kind of feel like they want to flow from you that match the energy of whatever you're tuning into. So there's this messaging here around changing and becoming and renewing and transcending. We have shape-shifting, renewing your life in the Wheel, and this energy of making choices that align with the direction that you want to go, the things that are right for you, whatever you're sensitive to, whatever you're whatever at a deep level is right for you. It's about making choices that are precise, that are the choices that are serving your highest good in every moment. And all 3 of these readings today, these messages from the animals today, are all very much about where we're investing our energy and whether we are listening to a deeper kind of call of our soul, whether we're in touch in a very deep, intuitive way with who we are and what we desire, and whether we're making choices that align with that or not. So the living with significance, precision makes an impact. It's like, that is such a powerful card there, because it really is reminding us that every single moment, every choice that we make, we are either aligning with our destiny and our highest good, or we're not. And I feel like there's this real message here from these three animals about taking responsibility for your life, and that when you really own that, knowing that you are responsible for your life, that's when the ability comes to be making those choices every single day that are in alignment with your highest good and your desires. There's a lot of people doing the doom scrolling and the, bad diets and just investing in things that are wastes of energy, squandering our life force on other people's social media, or buying things, or, being at a job that is just providing money and not much else in terms of satisfaction and fulfillment. And there's just this kind of mass squandering that's going on. And we're really being directed in this year of the fire horse to put our energy where it's going to have the biggest impact. And again, like I was saying, we start doing that when we really take responsibility for our lives. And that's a sign of some serious psychological maturation, to take that responsibility and then to be making those decisions that are in alignment with our highest good. Because if you don't take responsibility for your life, you don't feel that pull and that urge and that need to really make those precise moment-to-moment decisions that are going to serve you the best. You are more open to putting your energy into things that have no kind of real good outcome for you or for your life. So there's this transformation happening here where you're choosing what to put your energy into and what is serving your highest good. And the loyalty and the chains and this energy of the Nine of Swords, it speaks to you coming out of investing energy into things that are actually quite harmful, like psychological complexes that are really not beneficial to you, and coming out of a period of not taking full responsibility for yourself and your life, and squandering your energy away in things that are not serving you very well. The Nine of Swords is interesting here because there's this shift that you're having, but the Nine of Swords is, it's a sign that you're investing your mental energy in a way that's not really great. So, worrying all the time or having anxiety about your future, that's you investing energy in a negative outcome, right? It's Nine of Swords is just, you're up at night and you're worrying, you're putting your mental energy into the wrong places. So this could be a call for some of you to really be mindful of where you're putting your mental energy, what your thoughts are doing throughout your day, and making more of an effort to be sensitive about how each thought feels and whether what you're doing is serving you or not. So it's interesting. It was really getting dark there for a moment and I had to flip the light on, and all these cards have come into better focus now. And I'm really interested in that message of transition between like this foggy darkness versus the light and the clarity and the sharpness. There's this real message here of like that, like the tip of the sword is really hitting me here, and the clutter, like the foggy, dark heaviness of the clutter in our life versus that very pointed sword edge of, what are we doing with our focus? Because our focus is where our energy goes, and it's that sword energy, that mental energy. So let's pull a few more cards to deepen this. For some of you, I think there's a specific message here around like you feel stuck in something that like you're really worrying about it. Like maybe you're in a relationship and you're up at night and you're just having negative thoughts about it. And there's this feeling like you made a promise or you're being loyal to something. For some of you, there's a very specific message here to cut out whatever this is, like to listen to that sensitive part of you that is saying, this is not working for me, you know, to listen, what does your soul say, to really listen to yourself, to that part of you that is speaking that you may not be able to listen to and act on for some reason, you know, like you made a promise or you feel loyal to something for some reason. So your next cards are Crown of the Butterfly Bambini. It's a card of transformation. Smoke. And All the Willows Know Your Name. So there's a message here again around transformation. So again, we had that shapeshifter card, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the renewing your life. Now we have the crown, the butterfly here. And there's this persistent message around transformation and your power to evolve yourself and become better and make the right decisions. Like that living with significance, precision makes an impact. This reading is a real call to take responsibility for your life. Like I was saying before, I really, really feel like that's your message here, and that your ability to transform yourself and to have a better life rests on your ability to take responsibility for your life, for what you're creating, and for where your energy is going. And it feels like you can no longer squander your energy and invest in things that feel like you're loyal to these old kind of things that aren't serving you, that you feel like you're supposed to be serving, and oh, can I walk out of this? And you're feeling the really, like the edge of the sword that is saying, this is not serving you, you got to get out of here. And it's like the smoke is that fogginess and confusion that's kind of circling around you. But all the willows know your name. It's like there's this real sense that you are very seen, you are very known, and you're not on your own here. You're not alone. I feel like there's a resistance to taking responsibility for your life because of like the aloneness that implies, if you know what I mean. Like when you're self-responsible, in a way you do become alone. Like you can no longer blame anybody. You can no longer look to anybody else for their leadership over you and what your life is about and what you're creating. Like you are alone to some degree. You are standing alone, but you're not truly alone because you have spirit with you. And I feel like you're being asked to sacrifice like an old dependency pattern, this old loyalty to like maybe a person, like a parent or something like that, or an old partner, and to take responsibility for yourself and your life in this new way where you're not connected and relying on this other person for companionship, or for, you know, offloading some of that responsibility. This is about taking up the heaviness of responsibility for yourself and your life and beginning to act on that every single day, beginning to really be sensitive to what that means and taking it on and transforming yourself and your life by doing that, by taking that responsibility. That's when your energy, your libido, your life force starts to fully flow into you and into your life and into what you're creating. And until you take that responsibility for yourself and your life, you can't direct that energy into what you're trying to do, into your path, into your purpose and your passions, into making money, into your health, into your well-being. You can't direct your life force energy until you take responsibility for yourself. So that's what I feel your message is here. You have the power to transform, to become, to let go of whatever this is, to shapeshift into this new person that you want to be, that is free and that is investing in yourself, that is making these choices every single day that benefit you, that create the life that you want, that create the life that you feel in your soul, that you're honoring your gifts and you're honoring the deepest kind of soul knowing, your deepest sensitivity. You're honoring it all. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your life, and you're owning your life fully. So I really feel like you can do it. Pile 3, there's just a little bit here. You're navigating something. You're on the wheel. You're in the middle of change. You're shape-shifting, and you're becoming this person that really operates with this deep discernment. And as Horse teaches us to be really sensitive to ourselves, to our environments, and always making the choices that honor who we are, that honor our gifts, and that are all about evolution, because horses really teach about evolving as well. that horses in their journey have evolved so many times over all the time that they've been alongside humans. They've been war creatures. They've been, slaves to whatever we needed them for. They've pulled our sleds. We've ridden on them to take over new continents, all that kind of thing. And now horses are becoming healers. They're becoming teachers. They're stepping into a whole new purpose, and they really represent our ability to evolve and to become something new, no matter what we're coming from, no matter what we've been loyal to, no matter what heaviness has been in our life or what fog has been around us, what smoke has been around us. We can always transform, we can always create new, and we can always go in the direction of our desires and of the life that we want to create for ourselves. I'm going to read the smoke card out to you because it's a very visceral card that really alerts you to like this kind of deeper warning here, that I know that you're getting some sort of warning because you have this deep inner knowing that's telling you that you're not doing something. And I really want you to listen to that little voice, because that little voice is the voice of responsibility, taking responsibility for yourself and not being kind of asleep or unconscious under some delusion that you're safe in this comfort and security of whatever this kind of regressed, unhealthy energy is. Let me just read this smoke card. Smoke is a tantalizing phenomenon, stealth-like and seductive. It swirls and twists, rising and disappearing. It travels great lengths with its signature scent, warning of a flame somewhere in life's laboratory. Such is the nature of the smoke card. When present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of fire cannot be ignored. What kind of smoke is it? Was the fire intended, a ritual, or an accident? Does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with the fear-stricken scent of destruction? The smoke card asks us to wake up, to become alert to what is happening around us. Something burns. Those around you may fall under smoke's seduction, or they may flee in a panic. Don't get distracted by their response. Stay in your own laboratory and see what emerges as you study the smoldering veil. So pile 3, there's something in your life that is giving off warning signals. There's smoke somewhere around you, which means there's a fire, and it's time for you to go investigate what that is. And what I feel it is it's not taking responsibility for your life. It's these passive unconscious patterns where you're giving your loyalty to things that feel comfortable or feel like you're supposed to invest in them, but there's something in you that is aware of the danger. There's a fire alarm going off inside of you. Your soul is speaking to you. There's something saying, you're not living with significance. You're not taking responsibility and making choices based on that. There's something here that is asking you to really come into your awareness, your third eye, your crown. We have these constant symbols here of the third eye and of the crown chakra. And to honor this transformation that you're going through, where you're taking full responsibility for yourself and you're owning everything that comes with that, including these smoke alarms. Instead of putting a veil over your eyes, you're waking up and going, what is going on and how do I change it? So that's your reading, pile 3. Thank you for listening, and thank you so much to horse and horse ancestors that I work with personally. Thank you, horse, and blessings on your journey, pile 3.